thank you for joining this episode of CT Tech Talks. I'm Madison Doner, a partner marketing strategist, and I'm so excited to be talking about an opportunity with our Rebiller program. Today, we have a partner on, we have Five9 on, we have the CallTower Rebiller team on. So really excited to jump into things, and I will let everyone introduce themselves. So can each of you briefly, introduce yourselves and explain your roles in the opportunity we are going to be discussing today? I'll have Dave, you want to go first? You want to kick it off?
Perfect. Yeah, I'll jump right in. Hello, I appreciate Madison, you having me on here. Dave Galy with Sparta Services. We are based out of Seattle, Washington, and I'm the founder and CEO of Sparta.
Awesome. And then Richard, I'll toss it over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Madison, for coordinating everything. Richard Malabey, sales executive here at Five9, partnered with Dave on the opportunity to help bring them up to speed and start using Five9. So again, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And last but not least, from the CallTower team, Ruben.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ruben Otero. I'm here with CallTower. I am one of the first, well, if not the first, Rebuild Partner Manager for the Rebiller Partner Program here. So I've been blessed. It's been a fun ride so far. I've had a pleasure to work with Dave so far on this case study.
Yeah, and this is our first Rebiller program case study. So I'm really excited to, present this to partners, to customers. I think it's an absolute great use case. So I'm just going to jump into it. I'm going to toss it over to Dave so you could kind of set the scene. Can you tell us exactly, the beginning of this project? What were initial challenges the customer was facing and where it went and how it got to where we are today?
Yeah, no, absolutely, Madison. So we've been doing a fair amount of Teams phone migrations, and this particular customer needed a more centralized solution. They really wanted to maximize utilizing the Microsoft suite, so Teams phone was super important. The initial requirement was they needed a robust contact center. They wanted the ability for SMS and MMS texting. They needed the ability to have disposition codes and so forth. And initially, the scope was a little more expensive than they had hoped, and they chose to take a different direction, to go with a partner that was a little bit more cost effective. Now, during the transition from their existing telecommunication platform to their new one, the transition was a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging. And then once settled in, they realized that the platform just wasn't performing to what they needed. After a bit of deliberation and working with the executive team, our customer decided to go ahead and go back to plan A, which was to utilize CallTower as the UCaaS provider, and then layer in Five9 contact center to really kind of provide a robust customer contact center experience.
Awesome. And when, the customer circled back to the original solution, brought in Five9, Richard, what factors, played a key role into, making this customer happy and making it, seamless compared to what they previously had going on?
Yeah, great insight, Dave, and I'll speak to kind of the insight of the customer and the transition to this. So they have a unique environment in that they have different communities that they support, and so within that they needed to set up various different call queues, and with that being able to report on it. And so we were able to successfully set up all 20 users to be able to be part of not one but multiple queues, and then within that queue being able to report on the volume of calls that are coming in for the community and being able to establish that and provide that to all the end users.
Awesome. And then Dave, before I go over to Ruben to have him, kind of introduce the Rebiller program and how it played a part into this overall, what made our solution stand out compared to others that, were originally maybe on the table?
Yeah, no, good question. So we've done a fair amount of shopping and looked at a number of different UCaaS providers, and I think what stood out for us was that CallTower is an industry leader. It is one of the first UCaaS providers and works very closely with Microsoft with the Operator Connect and then platform. And so additionally, I think the fact that CallTower also serves a very large number of DoD and HIPAA compliant organizations, that gave us the comfort that if those organizations that are emergency response and so forth are relying on CallTower, that that we believe that the community management industry, our client is in, would be in good hands there as well.
Awesome. And then I know I'm going to toss it to Ruben now. I know another great factor to this case study is our Rebiller program and what it allows, the partners, customers to see and do. So Ruben, for those that might be unfamiliar, can you kind of give an overview about exactly what the Rebiller program is all about and how it came into play in this opportunity?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, when I mentioned that I was probably the first Rebiller partner manager when this program was launched, so I actually get to talk about it a little bit more here. So I'm excited about that. But CallTower, GTX is CallTower's responsive partners asking for more. As we know, Microsoft Teams Operator Connect is widely adopted, and our partners are looking for ways to add additional value. GTX is that answer for us. It's going to demonstrate. It demonstrates how nimble our partner program can be, but GTS itself is basically a CallTower solution to partners asking for more flexibility and control. It allows partners to directly bill their customers, add their managed services around Operator Connect offerings, shift the burden of telecom taxation and compliances to CallTower. So many partners have been, wanting to build services, but financial, regulatory fees and taxations have been a concern. GTX removes all those obstacles by offering a complete rebuild program. We bill our partners exactly what they should bill their customers. The partners collect payments, remit it back to CallTower, and we pay it forward in residual compensation month over month. This creates an additional revenue stream around their core offerings and any extra features our products to provide for our partners with Operator Connect. So.
Awesome. And, Dave, having some experience, with the Rebiller program so far, as a partner, how do you think this stands out? What stands out to you? Any highlights to the, GTX portal itself?
Yeah, so I think we were one of the very first partners to really jump into the Rebiller program. I live my life in some respects a bit of a beta tester of all things, from my phone to my Windows version and so forth. So there's something innate with me that loves the beta life. But nonetheless, the Rebiller program has been absolutely fantastic. The portal has given us the ability to add users quickly, allow our customers to scale up, scale down as their end users onboard or offboard. And so I think it's compared to other options in the marketplace, it's allowed our team to service our customers the very best that we can. And so we've so far absolutely loved being a part of the Rebiller program. Furthermore, I would even add that the feedback that CallTower that we've given to CallTower, they've been open to it and have been actively looking at continuing to evolve and iterate the program and even the portal. And so that's been fantastic to have that close partnership with CallTower.
Awesome. Yeah. So we like to say, I did a podcast a while back with a partner, and he said, people buy from people. And I think, the thing about CallTower is that our partnerships with our partners are so unique because we're people talking to people. We want to make sure that it works best for you as our partners to keep that relationship going, keep it moving forward. So we absolutely love, hearing feedback and trying to make things just easier for for yourself, for your customers. So it's great to, have the Rebiller program up and running and have partners like you, helping us just make it better. And I have one last question for Ruben. I'm going to ask you, how does this success story demonstrate the potential for the Rebiller program moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, well, first I want to give a big shout out to Dave. He has absolutely been a great partner. Very patient with us. Like I said, if there's anything that comes up, he always mentioned that we always try to put a focus and an initiative on that to try to fix things. So thank you for that, Dave. But the story, I mean, this case study exactly shows what the Rebiller program works, what it's all about, what it has to offer. What the partner originally brought into the story, they went the less more cost-effective way. It didn't really work out. We came back, and then CallTower was brought back in, and this time the customer was fast-tracked with everything. It really shows how CallTower supports. When the partner does come to us, we really do have the support of CallTower infrastructure and the entire organization. So
yeah, and it's also great to have partners that like Five9 that we can add on to our not only our UCaaS offerings but CCaaS offerings to our customers. It enhances partnerships overall. So I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today, and time to educate partners and customers on opportunities that Five9 and CallTower have together with partners, and highlighting the Rebiller program. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.